Hey, welcome back. Oh yeah, Sly Cooper, Sly 2. Oh god, this. I thought it was like it's terrible sound anytime I try to hit down. We're gonna start episode 1. Oh my goodness, I turned up the game volume a little bit from last episode. It seemed a little quiet, you know, but hopefully it's fixed now. The Black Chateau. We got our team together. Episode 1. So it's broken up into, I think, 7 chapters. Might be 6. Might be 8.
I
don't know.
A few favors
So let's watch the intro.
The Claw Gang's local operator, Dimitri, a sort of underworld celebrity, equally at home in high-class art circles and shady back-alley crimes. He was once a passionate young art student who worked hard to develop his own visionary style.
That's how I paint.
Unfortunately, the art world wasn't quite ready for his kinetic aesthetic.
Oh.
So he gave them what they wanted and started forging old masterpieces. His way of punishing those with bad taste. Dimitri now runs a nightclub on the west side. The thumping music, colorful light shows, and a hint of danger lure in chic young patrons from far and wide. And it's here, hidden somewhere, where we'll find the clockwork tail feathers. What Dimitri plans to do with the clockwork part is beyond me. But those plans end tonight.
Yeah. They end tonight. Sly Cooper and the gang in the Black Chateau. So each chapter is set up like the episode of like an intense thriller or like, you know, a heist or a comic book. So we usually get like an intro mission in the chapter to kind of establish a base. Now this is a PS2 game. It's worth noting. I'm running on PS3, but if it looks old, that's why. I think the game still looks gorgeous. Oh, so yeah, that's right. We have the headquarters right from the get-go. So this is HQ. This is where we would be able to select our characters. This is the first Sly game where they let you play as Bentley and Murray. But right now, until I establish a few things, I can only play Sly. But I can go in ThiefNet, and you see like the bars on the left and right side where you can like see outside of this window. That was some of there's some weird error stuff that happened when they ported it to HD. It only happens ever so often, so it's not like a huge deal, but so there are a bunch of abilities you can buy for coins in this game, right? You can get coins by like stealing like loot and selling it, which you'd be able to do here. I never really use a lot of them. I use a lot of Murray's. But Sly's and Bentley's I don't use. So I'm going to try and use them more often in this playthrough. Just so it might be a little bit different from me. We'll see.
I tell you, Bentley, it's going to be a real pleasure robbing this nightclub.
I share in your enthusiasm, but before we hit the inside, we'll need to do a little reconnaissance work.
What do you have in mind?
I've installed this special antenna on the safe house to help with our first job, hacking into Dimitri's satellite array. The coordinates for the job start beacon have been uploaded to your binocucom. Make your way to this position, and I'll give you a full briefing on our objective.
I'm on my way.
Don't get too excited. If you've played a Sly Cooper game, you know what comes next. But first, yeah, so like, yeah, this is a PS2 game. It's pretty cool, though. Each chapter is basically a little sandbox, right? So they just jump you into like kind of a relatively small open world. They get a bit bigger in Sly 3 and considerably larger in Sly 4, which is a PS3 game, so that's why. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's a little sandbox, right? So that's going to be this whole chapter is going to be in this sandbox, and then we get a completely new sandbox with different enemies. usually the same enemy types, the same like 3 or so types. But yeah, this sandboxing, there's little secrets kind of hidden throughout. There's loot for you to steal and run back to your hideout to sell. It's just it's a perfect realization of kind of like everyone's got that dream of being like a master thief, right? So the setup of the chapter is like doing jobs that act as kind of recon and then setup. And then once you're set up and ready and you got all the tools that maybe you had to steal or take or get, and you've put certain things in place, that's when the heist happens. And the heist is kind of the final mission of each chapter. And you're stealing the Clockwork parts. Basically, Clockwork was an evil machine robot, and since he's a machine, all of his parts kind of have alternate uses. So we're gonna steal them back. But first, this is probably gonna be the first couple episodes. We gotta get these bad boys.
Fascinating. The message you just found appears to be some sort of clue. I'll decipher it here in the safe house. In the meantime, see if you can find any more clues. The more I have, the easier it'll be to crack the code.
So the clue bottles were from Sly 1. And they're actually not in Sly 3. They come back in 4, but they're not in Sly 3. So there are 30 in the sandbox total, and I have to get all of them. This is usually what I do first. It shouldn't take too long. I've collected all of them in every level so many times at this point that, the specific and hard ones, I generally know where they are. I haven't actually played Sly in a long fucking time. It's been 2 years at least. But they're generally laid out in a pretty close vicinity to one another. But I can't play the game without getting them because, I am a collector crazy, but you do get real benefits for collecting them. Some of them are some chapters, like basically you get a special ability each chapter for collecting them that you can only get by collecting them. Some of them are more useful than others, sure, but I need to collect them. That one down there is a fucking bitch. I'll tell you that much right now. I always forget about it. The music in this game is so good too. This is kind of like the general Sly Cooper theme, and the music I think is actually different in each chapter. So you can kind of like walk around like this, and you'll be generally stealthy. You can hold R1, and you'll run. You can pickpocket dudes. That's the takedown. It's like a stealth takedown. You can only do it if you're hidden and playing as Sly. God, I love this game. I might have to play Sly 3. We might be doing a Let's Play Sly 3. Maybe. We'll see. Sly 2 is not too long. It's about 10 hours long, maybe, if you get all the clue bottles. Do everything. Which isn't too bad. This series is for sure not going to be as long as... it's probably longer than 10 hours. But this series will not be as long as Paper Mario. 80 episodes is still the longest Let's Play I've ever done. It's even longer than fucking Skyward Sword. But Paper Mario is a fucking meaty game. That was so much fun. I hope you, if you haven't watched my Paper Mario Let's Play, it was kind of my return to Let's Play, and so it was my first Alex Plays that wasn't Alex Plays Zelda. And I really like it. I had a lot of fun doing that. Just check it out. It's 80 episodes, but I think it was pretty good. Maybe. It's worth noting that I promised Alex Plays #1 superfan Justin Graffius that I would absolutely collect all of the clue bottles. And here I am. Collecting them clue bottles. Fuck these dragon gargoyles up. Look at that, we got 13 already. Lucky number 13. I keep like looking at the time on my computer and not the time of the episode. And I'm a mess. These also, it's worth noting, these get fucking way harder to find. The last chapter, ugh. It's not, I don't think it's at all fun to find these in the last chapter. But cool thing about this, if you do it first, there's only gonna be one chapter where I don't do it first. And you'll see why. I don't want to spoil it. If you do it first, it actually gets you pretty familiar with the level. You might see some stuff that you might come back to. Like, look at this. It's like a truck with a hook shot on it. I wonder if we'll need that later. I wonder if we'll be seeing more of that laters. That guy's running because he heard something. I mean, we got this fucking smooth, petty jazz. What's not to love? I'll tell you, thank God there are video guides now. So if I can't find one of these, I can just look up a video. Because way back in the day, when I played this on PS2 like 17 times through, thanks Gamefly, which is how I actually originally played this game. Because I played the original Sly Cooper when it came out, and then I didn't hear or know about this game until years after it came out, pretty much just before Sly 3 came out. So I think it was maybe 2 years after this came out. That was like pre-2005 when I played it, so I read a text guide on how to find the fucking clue bottles, and it was like from bottle number 14, walk about 30 feet left, and then use like, you know, landmarks to kind of identify where the fuck you were. Oh my god. Pre-video guides, like finding collectibles. I don't even know how people did it. So it is worth noting that all the rooftops are pretty much barren right now. That's because I guess you can consider this part of the game still in like the tutorial stage. So soon there will be guards on top of the rooftops. Might not be until next chapter. I think it's before the end of this chapter. But you can also, when you're like kind of close to one of the bottles, you can hear it ting, 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 ting. So also, I didn't mention it, but Sly Cooper, generally, him and his gang, they usually only steal from thieves, right? They were going to steal from the museum, but they were going to take the clockwork parts, right? You know, they're still thieves, right? But they're not bad people. They don't kill anyone. They always try to avoid getting anyone hurt. Especially, you know, they wouldn't want that to happen to them, right? So, you know, they're like the good guy thief story that you're probably familiar with. The Robin Hoods. God, love it. So smooth. So jazz. Alright, so we've got job help. That told me nothing. I think I know where the kind of last few are. I think they're over like by the water. Two left. We'll get in this episode. Last episode went for like 16 minutes, so this one can too. doom, 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 doom. I think I already checked it over there. God. I'm gonna have like weird nostalgia trips every time. Probably every episode of this series. It's worth noting. Bear with me here. I am a giant anthropomorphic raccoon running around Paris. Alright. What's not to have nostalgia for? So this guy has a glowy pocket. That means he's got loot in his pocket. Got a bronze comb. Oh, there is one up here. One left. One less. Oh, sorry, Miranda. What? I think. Oh, don't want him to see me. Also, the big guards are not out yet. I'm ruining it all for you guys. I'm not trying to ruin it. I'm sure most people that watch this have watched it before. I'm talking about you, Justin. I know you're watching this. Man, like, also, like, going back, thinking about the first game is so different from this. Sly 3 is pretty much just like this, but a little bit better. Oh, there it is. It was probably just behind something. No. So when they see you can either run, you can fight them.
Well, that's all the clues. But we still don't know where the vault is. Keep looking, it's sure to be inside this place somewhere.
So all the clues form up to a coded message that Bentley can kind of translate, take apart. And that gives him the combination to a safe, which is somewhere in this level. Before each of like the little mini levels, I said it was kind of laid out like Crash Bandicoot. So there are like a bunch of mini levels to each chapter. Before each of those mini levels that you had to play as Sly would have clue bottles and would have a safe on them. So very very difficult. But we'll talk about it more or not next time on Alex Plays.